Thanks for joining me here. Pastor Andy has the message this weekend, so I'm going to come back to James chapter 4 next week. What I want to do is I want to address the topic of anxiety again, and the reason for this is because this is something that I've wrestled with in the past and I continue to deal with. There is an underlying stress that I've been battling recently, and I've been short with Tammy and Shelby, and I can feel my chest tightening up. I clench my fist. I just want to let out a scream. Other times I just feel like crying. And so if you're going through something like that, I have empathy for you. And in the past, I've wrestled with anxiety. Anxiety is an emotional response to a real or a perceived threat. And for me, I realize that stress can then be a trigger for anxiety in me. And when I battle this stuff, I ask myself things like, well, shouldn't I be stronger? Shouldn't I be more mature? I tell myself things like, suck it up, be a man. And then I feel guilty. I feel guilty that my faith isn't what I want it to be. It's a poor witness of faith and God's sovereignty. And the deeper question that I wrestle with is anxiety a sin? And the answer to that is maybe. In Matthew 6:34, Jesus says, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. And then Paul says in Philippians 4, verse 6, do not be anxious about anything. And these and other verses command us not to fear or to worry. And I think, though, we just need to dig a little bit deeper to identify what is actually going on when we talk about anxiety. Now, depending on the context, fear and anxiety may be one of four types. First, it could be a God-given emotional response for our benefit. For example, if you encounter a wild, dangerous animal, fear is healthy. You got David being hunted down by King Saul, and David expresses some anxiety in the Psalms. And if somebody's coming after me to kill me, that anxiety, I'd say that's not sinful. Second, it could be a disordered physiological response. That's not sinful. This is a physical malfunction that has become both kind of disordered, debilitating. It interferes with daily functioning. It's a medical condition like anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety. And I'd encourage you to seek help from a counselor or physician for that. This sort of anxiety, I would not personally consider sinful. Third, it could be a natural consequence of sin. You cheat on your spouse and you're going to feel anxious about being caught or your marriage falling apart or just the consequences of your sin. You should. Finally, it could be a sinful response to God's providential care. This is anxiety that results because we lack trust in God. This is what the Bible often points to. Jesus said in Luke 12:22-23, therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat, nor about your body, what you will wear or what you will put on. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. So we don't believe that God cares for us, or we believe that he lacks the ability to meet our needs, and that's sin. Now, I can't judge your anxiety. You may have sinned or have sin in your life. Only you and the Lord know that. You may have a lack of confidence in God's ability to take care of you. You may think he's uncaring about you or unable to meet your needs. You may think it's all up to you and you've got to control everything. And that would be sinful. I don't know what you've got going on. I can really only evaluate what's going on in my heart and my life. And I think I've got a combination of physiology, and I know for sure that my anxiety in the past has been a sinful response to God's providential care. I don't think right now I'm overly worried about the future, money, my job. I haven't been afraid of a virus or God's ability to lead our church through difficult times. My stress, it's pressure that I put on myself to achieve. I take on too much, and I don't rest in God's ability to lead me to manage natural stressors that I have, like speaking and leading others. And all of that boils down to my flesh trying to control. Romans 8 verse 6 says, for to set the mind on the flesh is death. Okay? Here's the good part. But to set the mind on the spirit is life and peace. And so this is my confession today. I don't have it together. And I've got to accept the fact that I can't put it together on my own. I can't control my physiology on my own, and I can't control everything that comes at me. And so I have to give myself some grace while putting all of my faith in God and his ability to care for me. So if you're going through something like this, know that I have some empathy for it. If you need me to pray, reach out to me. Let me know. I'll be happy to pray for you. And I'd appreciate your prayers as well. God is good, and we're going to trust in him today. Lord bless you all. Have a good day.